Welcome back to Design with Miyoshi. Today we're going to do the last of the sections, full section. So let's get started.
But first, I want to thank Northwest Technical Products for sponsoring this video. If you are part of an educational institution in Washington, Alaska, Oregon, Idaho, or Montana, contact Northwest Technical Products for all your SolidWorks and other technical needs. Thanks, Andrew, and all the crew at Northwest Technical Products. Okay, I'm going to make a part. And of course, after we make a part, we're going to make the drawing. Of course, I'm going to start with sketch, and we're going to do this in the front plane. All right, this one's a little bit different. Well, not that much different. So I'm going to make a line. I'm just going to make this little rectangle here. Okay, and then I want to make a circle. And I'm not going to make it centered on that yet. And I'll make a line. And then make another line. Come on, edit chain. All right, now select. What I want to do here is I'm going to add relations. And I made the rectangle without adding, these, all those fun things. I made the center. Oh, no, it's coincident. So let's get rid of the coincident. I don't have to be out of add relations. I'll get rid of the coincident. And instead, we're going to add a relation. And I'll grab the line, and I'll grab the origin, and make a midpoint. Okay, and then I'll grab the circle, the center of the circle, and the origin, and make that vertical. And I'll grab the endpoint here and the endpoint there, and I'll merge them, and the endpoint here and the endpoint here, and I'll merge them. And then I'll grab, I need to do something before I put the tangent relation, so I'll click on that. I'll just grab this end and move it over here somewhere. That way it doesn't put the tangent in the wrong place. Actually, let's do that. Let's put that there, and add a relation between this line, not the point, get rid of the point, and grab the circle. Even if I grab up near the top of the circle, it probably will make a tangent on the bottom. And that's not what we want, so I'll get out of add relation again, click on the tangent, delete a tangent with the delete button, and then I can just move this edge somewhere. And I'll add relations, and get rid of the point. Grab the line, grab the circle, make a tangent. Grab the line, grab the circle, make a tangent. And I can either trim or add the relation between the point and the circle and make it coincident. Or say this guy was down below, I can make this guy extend. And that's always kind of a fun thing to do. Click there, extend. Okay, so now we've got this guy made. Now, all we have to do is dimension it. Okay, so I'll just dimension this guy. And I know the width is, and I know this guy. No, that seems wrong. I'll go from the bottom to the top. Hold the shift key on the top. And grab the diameter here. That seems wrong. That's okay, we'll just change that. Yeah, it's not right. I think actually this is too big. Yeah, it's close enough. All right. Then what else are we gonna do here? I think it's all dimension. I need one more circle. Forgot about that. Circle that's centered here. Add the dimension there. There we go. Okay. So, oops, let's make that smaller. Yeah. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, let's make this taller. That looks better. All right, and I would have measured it better, but I didn't do a very good job, obviously. So once we've done this and got it all defined, now we have to do these features. And I like this feature. It's actually this feature my student taught me. Extrude boss base. I learned lots from my students. I'm going to go ahead and extrude just this contour. And I'll extrude that. Pardon me. I'll do. Oopsie, what happened? Well, let's just edit the feature. Oh, that's why I didn't even change it. So maybe that's too big. Extrude that. Okay, hit the triangle here. Click on the sketch. Extrude boss base. And I'll extrude this guy. That seems too big, so let's do that. All right. And then last but not least, we'll click on the sketch again. Extrude boss base. The contours here are going to be here. Maybe don't that. There we go. All right. Now, here's a new fun thing. So we have this, but we want what's called a gusset or a rib here. Might not be called a gusset, but it's a rib in SolidWorks. So what I'm going to do is go up to this little guy here, rib. Oops, I can't do that quite yet. But I'm going to make a rib, and this is always fun to do. So I'm going to go ahead and go to right view. So let's go to the right view, and here we have it. And I'm just going to make a line. So I'm going to make a new sketch, and it's going to be on the right plane. So I'll click on this guy and do right plane. Now, if you click on this face here or any other face, it's going to end up being misplaced. So I'm going to do the right plane, and all I'm going to do is make a line, a single line from that endpoint to this endpoint, and that's it. Okay, once I've done that, notice it's fully constrained. Once I do that, I'm going to go ahead, and I'll show you a different view. We're going to go ahead and make the rib. So I'll exit the sketch, features, and do this rib thing. Now, I always encourage my students when they first learn this to play around with this a little bit. So let's make this guy a little bigger. 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, that's about right. We'll make it that. No, we'll make it. Nope, let's make it bigger. Make it the same as this thickness back here. And what I encourage them to do is look at what happens to these yellow lines as I click the different configurations. So that's to the right, that's to the left, and that's centered. The line that we created will be on the left, or the right, or the center. this guy here changes direction. It's trying to extrude it. This is obviously not going to work. That would try to make it go along this line here. That's not going to work very well. So we'll change that back to what it was. And we'll just hit OK and see what happens. Oh, why did you fail? Oh, see this direction is going? It's pointing outward. We want it to go in. So I just need to do flip material side. And then we have it now. It's pointing inward. So just make a lickety split. Why won't you make it? So now once I have made my line there, I will go ahead and go to rib. And I like to face it a little bit here. And I always encourage my students to go ahead and play with this little thing on how it's going to look. I'll change this thickness to be the thickness I want it. You can even play with this guy to see how it's going to look, which way it's going to be. Notice it's pointing out. I don't want it to point out. I can flip the material side. If I didn't flip the material side, I hit OK. It's not going to build it. But if I flip the material side, it should build it here. No, it didn't. Well, let's just try this again. So I have my thing fully defined. Click on rib. I'll flip the material side. I put it around this enough. I got this in the right direction. I won't change that direction. I'll just click that. And I made it. I do not know why I did that funky stuff, but that's okay. All right. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create some fillets. So let's go ahead and make some fillets. And I'll just make them there. Now let's grab the places I need it to be. And this edge there. All those edges on this side, and the same thing on the other side. Edge there, that edge, and that edge. That's all I need to fillet. Everything else is just not filleted. I'll hit OK. And there we have it. So once I'm done with that, I'll save it up. And this is 9-50L. Okay, now this one's a little different when you do the other drawing. So I'll just do make drawing from part model. And I'll show you why it's different just in a bit. All right, so we are going to do just the front. So again, I like to do drawing model view next. And I'm just going to create the front view, make sure it's hidden lines, sheet scale, and all that good stuff. Everything else is fine. So I'll put that, I'm going to put that in the middle. And you'll see why in a minute. I have to check. Right click, I'll turn off tangent edges. Come on, right click, tangent edge. Tangent edge remove. Okay. Now, once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and make my section view. So I want a full section. That's good. I want it vertical. And I'm going to have it vertical through the center. Check. Extrude hatchment fine. Yeah, I don't know what that's doing. All right. So there is my section view. And I'll bring it to the right. That looks good. Or I can flip direction and pull it to the left. Let's do that instead. That way I have my other view that I'm going to show you in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and do annotation, model items, entire model, all that good stuff. And let's see what happens here. All right. So notice there is some good stuff here. I'll bring this guy down. Okay, I'll bring that 0.25 up, 0.13, that's my fillet. And again, I'll probably instead make a note and say all fillets, 1/8 of an inch. Okay, then I can get rid of this guy. Oopsie, no, I don't want that. I don't know. I've never done that before. That's kind of cool. All right, so once I know that, I say okay. Then I can get rid of this dimension because I just took all my fillet radius out of there. Let's zoom in a bit and move this endpoint up. I can go all the way here instead. That endpoint. That endpoint. There we go. That takes care of that. Let's get rid of these diameter dimensions and radius dimensions. Pull this guy up here. Grab the endpoints. And that looks pretty good. Now, a couple things. What is this 0.5 doing? Well, it's telling me the thickness of this guy. It actually makes more sense to do one more thing because there's some dimensions I can't even see here. So I'm going to do one more thing. I'll go back to drawing and I'll do projected view. And I want a projected view from here. So I want the right view. So I'll bring it out here. And now I'll just do some more smart dimensioning. So I'm going to get rid of this because I don't like it there. So I'm going to grab this and I'll bring it out here. And I can get rid of this dimension. The 3.5 is fine. I don't like this coming through here, so I'm going to get rid of it as well, and instead have it here. All right. The 1 is fine, although I could put it over here too instead. But it doesn't matter either place. I'll just leave it over there. And then the thing, like I said, the thing that you can't see is this dimension here. So I'm going to dimension between those two guys and bring it up here. And that's the one dimension you can't see here. You can't see here. That's why I have this other new view. And then last but not least, let's make the diameter dimension here, or the radius dimension, whichever it happens to be. And then diameter dimension here for the hole. And I think that about does it. We got the overall height. We have the height of this guy. We have the thickness of that. We have the thickness of that. We have the overall width. We have the overall width there. And we have everything. So there we have it. All I have to do is, again, I'll edit my title block. Right-click sheet format. Edit sheet format. Put in my name. Put in the date. Double-click on the date. Title. Again, I like to put it in there even though it's the same. And then, of course, name of my company, so to speak. There we have it. I'll right-click on sheet format 1, edit sheet, and then I'll save this baby up. All right, save, good name, and I'll do save as, and I'll save it as a PDF. There you have it. A section view with all the dimensions we need, provided mostly in the other view. Again, I could probably put all the dimensions over here, but we want to see the section view. So anyway, this is the last of the section view models and drawing. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Design with Miyoshi.